2026 will break Airbnbs that don't learn how to adapt. This isn't hype, by the way. It's what's already happening in cities like London, Paris, and Bangkok. How do I know? Well, I've actually helped many different companies navigate this AI revolution, such as this 50+ unit operator who's now using the latest AI systems for its guests. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you can expect for 2026. First, you'll see a 24/7 AI guest assistant in action. Second, I'll break down how these new AI systems work. And third, I'm going to show you the cost breakdown, dashboards, and ROI, so you can see exactly how much money you're leaving on the table simply by being too slow to adapt. If you are new to the channel, then welcome. My name's Liam. I've helped many different companies use AI to save quite a lot of money every single year. If you would like to do the same for your business, then there is a link down below to book a free AI consultation call. I've opened up 3 spots for this video, so I hope to see you in there, and now let's dive into the live demo. First, let me show you how you can use an AI on the phone to actually make bookings, and second, I'm going to show you how this same AI can actually help guests if they have problems or need maintenance. Let's start with the booking AI.
Welcome to Class B&B. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I'd like to book a stay maybe in Milano for 2 people from the 1st of November for 10 nights maybe.
Perfect. In what area of Milano are you looking to stay?
Doesn't matter, just anywhere in Milano.
Okay, I can't seem to find anything for the full 10 nights right now, but I have an alternative from the 1st of November till the 8th of November. Would that work for you?
Yeah, that works as well, sure. Kann ich auch auf einmal mit dir auf Deutsch sprechen?
Natürlich. Perfekt. Ich habe dir soeben einen Link mit allen Details gesendet.
Sorry, can you say that
Du
in
kannst
English
dir die
again?
Sure. I've just sent you a link with all the details. You can take a look and choose whichever option you prefer. Anything else I can help you with today?
Very cool. No, thank you very much. That's good. Thank you. Bye-bye. So as you can see here, it just sent me a link to the website, which is pretty cool. And you can now see that it's pre-filled everything, the right dates, Milan and surroundings, 2 people, and I can just choose and see the pictures here. So it's literally created this link and sent it to me, which is pretty cool. Now next, let me show you what it would sound like if I've already booked a stay and I have an issue.
Welcome to Class B&B. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I've just booked a stay and I'm having issues with my dryer. It's shaking and making this weird blinking, like there's a blinking red light.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can I have your reservation ID, please?
Yeah, it's 45892.
All right, 45892. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Please check the lint filter and make sure it's clean. If the issue persists, I can schedule a technician visit.
Okay, let me quickly try that.
Sure, take your time. Let me know if it works.
No, that hasn't worked. It's just gotten worse. The washing machine's now rattling and it's just going all over the place. I need help.
Understood. Is it okay for a technician to enter your apartment when you're not
no,
home?
please
Or
only
would you
when
prefer-
we're home. That would be great. How do I choose a time?
All right. I've sent you a text message. Please book a time with your host through that link. Let me know once you've chosen a time.
Okay, yeah, I've picked a time.
Great. I've notified the team internally. If there's anything else you need, please let me know. Thank you for contacting Class B&B.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye. Alright, that was pretty cool. And now what I also want to show you in the back end, what it did is it sent a Discord message. So here it says medium urgency. It categorizes them as well, how urgent it is for this guest. And I'm going to blur this out, of course. I don't want to leak any guest data. Description of the issue: the dryer is shaking and restarting doesn't solve the issue. Then customer says that you should enter the property during a specific time and has booked a calendar of the host. That is pretty damn cool. So that sounded pretty cool, but next let me show you how this actually works. So here we are on my iPad, and I'm just going to draw this out for you in a very, very easy to understand manner. So we had 2 things, right? We had the bookings agent, the booking, and then also the, let's just call it customer. Now let's start with the basics. So the way this AI works is you have voice in the phone, for example. That gets sent to a speech-to-text model. So now the voice gets transcribed into text. That then gets sent into an AI, which then writes a response, which goes into another AI model, which is the text to speech, right? That's the AI that actually speaks. And then that gets turned back into voice. So that's the basics of how this conversation flows and works. Now, the cool thing is, if we zoom into this AI bit, this AI can have some features and tools. So, for example, this AI can understand the customer wants to make a booking. Let me actually send a little bit of code into a system in the background, which will then check for availability. And this is just a workflow, right? So everybody knows how workflows work. The workflow checks the system, and the only thing that the AI can actually touch is the inputs. So it'll input maybe a date here, right? 2025-08-29 or whatever into the workflow, and then the workflow will do the job of searching. And then that workflow will come out with either, yep, it's available or not available, and then the AI can decide, what do I do next, right? Do we check for different dates? Do I, if it is available, in that case, do I send another bit of code into a new workflow, which will then generate an SMS link, right? So basically all the AI is doing, it's pressing buttons. It's sitting in a little box, and it knows I have 5 or 6 features that I can do. Which button do I press to get the right outcome for the customer? And this is also great to understand because the AI isn't actually looking through your system. It doesn't have full access to anything. All it does is it has limited access to the limited tools that you decide to give it. And which tools you give it depends entirely on how you want to architect this build. Now, it works similarly for the customer side of things, right? If a customer calls, we first of all ask for the reservation ID, and then the AI is instructed to do a few things. First of all, what it does, based on the reservation ID, there's a workflow which then checks this ID equals to this room or this property equals to a document. Then we have another AI module, so this gets sent to a new AI module. For this, I like to use Gemini, for example. Gemini is very fast at searching these documents. And then this AI, what it will do is it will send a question into this workflow. So the customer asked this question, how do I fix my dryer, right? Then based on the ID, we're going to find the room and the right document, because there could be hundreds of properties, right? We can't put it all into one document. We have to tell the AI which document to access. Then Gemini will answer this question, right? It'll write an answer and then send that back into the original AI. Now, either this fixes the customer's problem, in that case, great, or it doesn't. If it doesn't, then the AI here, this AI is instructed to ask, can we enter the property when you're not home? If they can, then it just sends a message internally to tell them come as fast as possible. If they say no at a specific time, once again, it sends into another workflow over here, which once again, by the ID, we check which property are they in or which room, and then that will lead to a specific calendar, right? And as you saw in the example, we had a calendar link, which is host specific, right? So each host can have a link, and then the customer can just choose the time. And then next, what it will do once the time was booked, we tell this AI, once the customer has said everything's set, use another tool to basically just send a message internally, where it send, in this case, a message to Discord. It can also send an email if you wanted to, and just basically summarize the changes, right? Summarize who's the customer, what's the problem, what are we trying to solve, how did I try to solve this, right? How did this AI try to solve the problem? It also explains that we checked the knowledge base, it didn't work, and so on. And the cool thing that I even didn't mention yet is if at any point any one of these fail, or this AI can't find an answer to a question, the main AI always has the ability to say, okay, all of this isn't working. Let me just transfer you straight to a human. And that's great because the human handover model is really, really valuable in this case. There is no going wrong, right? The AI has limited access. It can transfer to a human at any point. It's just there to basically take the bottom 80% of tasks that usually your support team would have to handle that are quite repetitive. Now, as you can also hear in the example, it's multilingual, which is pretty cool. And here we basically set the speech to text, the transcriber, to be trained on many, many languages, right? You can add quite a few languages. After a while, you might need to build many AIs, but that's too much for this video. But all I want you to know is that these two parts, right, in the speech to text, the transcriber has to be trained on the language, and then also the AI voice model, which speaks, has to be trained on that language. And to pick the right languages and configure this, of course, that's what I help you guys with. Now, next, what I would like to show you is how this actually looks from the financial side. So what can you expect in terms of an ROI for this? What are the metrics that we've also collected? So for that, let me quickly switch to my laptop again. And I'm going to show you what kind of an ROI you can expect. So here, as you can see, I've made an ROI calculator. I'm going to leave this link down below in the description for you. And basically what you can input is, for example, the call volume. So say you get 100 calls per day. Maybe you've got 60, 70 properties, maybe 100 properties, and you get 100 calls per day. An employee can maybe handle 80 calls per day. And also what's cool to know is that the AI price per minute for a voice AI like this is around 12 cents per minute. Now here you can also input how much you're paying your employees per year, average call duration, and so on. Based on this calculation, for 100 calls, you'd probably need 2 full-time employees or a call center, which will be maybe around 6,000 a month. Now if you click calculate, this basically gives you the forecast for the entire year. So as you can see, without AI, you're paying the 6,000 to your employees. With AI, you're actually, based on these usage costs of 12 cents per minute, only paying 1,000. Now the 16,000 would, for example, be custom developments, which you would pay me. Most projects won't be this high, right? This is the calculator is always a little bit pessimistic in this case, so you don't need to expect 16,000. But what you can see, even with quite a large investment at the beginning, you can see if you look at the cumulative savings, in the second month already, you've recouped all of the investment costs just based on the human labor savings. In the fourth month, you're saving 5 figures, and at the end of the year, you're closing out on saving $60,000. Now let's just go over here once again. We wanted to put this into more perspective. You are literally getting paid $60,000 a year for a more cost-effective 24/7 service in multilingual, right? This thing can also handle up to 10, actually more than 10 calls at once. 10 calls at once is the baseline. And this means that there's no wait time, right? You have 24/7 service, no wait time in pretty much any language, hugely cost-effective. So you get paid $60,000 a year for better customer service. The humans that were previously doing this job can do much more high leverage tasks, right? So that you're actually making money on having your humans actually do better things, and it's really scalable. This AI doesn't care if you have if you have 100 properties or 100,000 properties, right? It is incredibly scalable the way that we built it. And yeah, I mean, this is I don't really know what to say other than this. It's pretty cool, and you can do the math, right? It's always going to be a very smart investment. Now, what I'd also like to show you is a dashboard that I built based on some data. So here, for example, I always like to, let's make this big, preview, there we go. So here you can always see that, for example, if we do, for this week, we did, how many calls? 680 calls, which means that you spend around $280 for the AI. And that means that you've saved roughly 92 hours in human labor, which based on, I think it was $15 an hour, which isn't that much, you've saved $1,375, right? So this actually fits to the example that I showed you before, that you save quite a lot of money every single week. This is just actually, which is pretty cool. Now, down here, what's also nice is that successful versus unsuccessful calls, right? You can also get the AI to categorize, did I have to transfer to a human? Did I not find the answer to a question? It'll tell you in this dashboard over here. Calls by category, right? We get the AI to categorize, like AI category, right? Was this a booking? Was it a general inquiry, questions, maintenance, and so on? And you can really see how are my customers interacting with the AI. On top of that, you can of course see the call records, along with seeing who called, what did they call for. Once this loads, you'll be able to see things like a summary. AI generates a summary of the call as well. You can actually listen back to the call if you wanted to. Just a quick disclaimer, this depends on which country you're living in. Not all countries allow you to record the calls. But yeah, this is the most honest insights that you can get having a dashboard like this built on the back of the call data. And as you can see, the results are pretty incredible. Alright, so I hope you learned something new in this video. Once again, if you would like to work with me and learn how we can do this specifically for your company, then there is a link down below to book a free AI consultation call. I look forward to sharing a lot more with you in the future, and I will see you in the next video.